What if the one gift you've been planning for years might never happen because life decided to rewrite your story? Clara Whitmore leaned back in her plush leather chair, the golden afternoon sun spilling across her Buckhead mansion office. At 45, she had everything money could buy, except, for some reason, the feeling that she had done enough for her stepdaughter, Sam. Today, she had a single mission: secure the Tesla Sam had been dreaming about for months. She tapped her manicured nails on the desk, imagining Sam's face lighting up on her 20th birthday. Sam's dreams were simple yet grand, like wanting a Tesla, but Clara knew how much that meant to her stepdaughter. It wasn't just a car, it was a symbol of love, a gesture to prove she truly cared. "Elliot," Clara called, her assistant's voice crackling in from the adjoining room. "I want the latest model, custom interior, everything. Make it happen." "Yes, ma'am," came Elliot's familiar, slightly amused voice. "You're serious about this, aren't you?" Clara smiled softly. "She deserves it." Later that evening, she walked through the quiet halls of her mansion, her mind wandering to memories of Jared, her late husband. He had loved planning surprises almost as much as she did. She could almost hear his laughter echoing through the polished marble floors. The thought made her smile, bittersweet yet comforting. But life, as Clara would soon discover, had a way of changing plans when you least expected it. That night, a sudden dizziness washed over her. She tried to steady herself, but the world tilted violently. Pain shot through her head, her vision blurred, and the floor seemed to rise to meet her. The ambulance arrived too quickly, yet too late. Clara's mind raced, not with fear, but with the promise she might never fulfill. Her one chance to make Sam's birthday unforgettable now seemed uncertain. At the hospital, monitors beeped like a chaotic symphony. Dr. Marcus Hale, calm and reassuring, entered the room. "Clara, you've had a stroke," he said gently. "But with therapy, we can aim for recovery." Clara's eyes met his, fierce despite her fear. "I have a promise to keep," she whispered. "My stepdaughter, her birthday, she's turning 20. Sam, waiting in the hospital lobby, paced anxiously. The news of Clara's stroke hit her like a truck. Her stepmother, the woman she had often misunderstood, was suddenly vulnerable. And the Tesla? Sam barely let herself think about it, guilt gnawing at her heart. Clara's world had shifted overnight. From luxury and control to uncertainty and dependence, every plan seemed to teeter on a fragile edge. Yet in the depths of her challenge, one thought burned brighter than fear: she would not give up. As the sun set over Atlanta, casting warm hues across the hospital's glass walls, Clara made a silent vow: no matter what, her stepdaughter would have her gift. The journey to the Tesla, her dream, Sam's joy, was just beginning. Could Clara, weakened and uncertain, truly recover in time to keep her promise? Or would fate rewrite her story entirely? In a single heartbeat, life can change forever, and all your carefully laid plans can crumble in an instant. Clara awoke to a sterile hospital smell, the hum of machines echoing in her ears. Her body felt foreign, heavy, uncooperative. Each movement required effort she hadn't known existed. Panic rose in her chest, but she forced it down, remembering the promise she had made to Sam. Dr. Marcus Hale entered quietly, clipboard in hand, eyes scanning the monitors. "Clara," he said, voice calm yet firm, "the stroke affected your right side. It will take intensive therapy to regain mobility. And yes, it will be a challenge." Clara's jaw tightened. "I don't have a choice," she whispered. "I have to walk. I have to," her voice cracked. "I have to fulfill my promise to Sam." Elliot hovered nearby, checking his tablet nervously. "Ma'am, I've already contacted the Tesla dealer. They're holding the car, but you need to recover first."
"There's no rushing this."
Clara exhaled sharply, frustration bubbling. She had controlled so much in her life, but this was different. She felt powerless, her mind running through every scenario of how she could fail Sam. Meanwhile, Sam sat in the corner of the room, eyes wide, hands clenched. The vibrant, fearless girl she usually was had been replaced by a shell of worry. She remembered the countless times Clara had cheered her up, comforted her, given her stability, but now she was the one who needed to give strength. Time moved strangely in the hospital. Minutes felt like hours. Clara tried to lift her arm. Nothing happened. She clenched her teeth, willing her body to respond, but her right side remained stubbornly still. Each failed attempt was a punch to her confidence, yet the image of Sam's birthday gift lingered in her mind, flickering like a distant light guiding her forward. Dr. Marcus knelt beside her. Clara, recovery will be slow, but you have the determination. That's more than half the battle. The rest is discipline and patience. Clara's lips pressed into a thin line. Patience was a luxury she didn't have, but resolve, she had plenty. She remembered the countless times she had climbed corporate ladders, negotiated billion-dollar deals, and faced public scrutiny. This would be no different. She would fight for Sam, for herself. Sam finally found her voice. Mom or stepmom, she hesitated, voice shaking. I don't know how to say this, but I'll help. I'll be with you every step of the way. Clara turned her head slowly, a small, grateful smile forming. That's all I could ever ask for, she whispered. Together, we'll make it. The days that followed were a blur of tests, therapies, and constant vigilance. Clara's world shrank to the sterile hospital room, the weight of her ambition replaced by the weight of survival. And yet, in every painstaking movement, she found fragments of hope. The stroke had taken her physical strength, but it could not touch her resolve. Even in the quietest moments, Clara thought of the Tesla. She imagined Sam behind the wheel, the city lights reflecting off the sleek metal, her laughter filling the car. The dream had not died, and that vision, fragile yet bright, kept her fighting through the fear, through the pain, and through the uncertainty. But the question lingered in the back of Clara's mind. Would she recover in time? Could her body obey her will fast enough to make Sam's dream come true? As night fell over Atlanta, Clara clenched her fist under the hospital blanket, silent determination burning in her eyes. Whatever it took, therapy, effort, pain, she would not let Sam down. Would Clara's body betray her dreams, or would her sheer determination turn the tide in this race against time? Recovery isn't just about healing the body, it's about reclaiming the life you refuse to give up. Clara's first day in the rehab center felt like stepping into a new world. Sterile, bright, and filled with the rhythmic sounds of walkers and wheelchairs, it was a far cry from the opulent halls of her Buckhead mansion. Every detail reminded her of what she had lost: mobility, independence, control. But she refused to let it define her. Her therapist, a stern but kind woman named Angela, adjusted the parallel bars. Clara, it's small steps. Focus, don't rush. You'll fall if you push too hard. Clara's lips pressed together. I don't care if I fall, she said, eyes blazing. I need to walk. For Sam. Each movement was agony, disguised as effort. Her right leg trembled, refusing to cooperate. Sweat dripped down her temples, and her hands were raw from gripping the bars. Yet every small step forward, literally, felt like a victory, rebellion against the stroke that had threatened her life and dreams. Sam visited every day after her morning classes. Sometimes she helped Clara with exercises, other times she simply held her hand, offering emotional support. The role reversal was surreal. Clara, once the caretaker, now relied on the vibrant energy of her stepdaughter. Mom or stepmom, you're amazing, Sam said one afternoon, wiping sweat from Clara's brow. I don't care how long it takes. We'll get there together. Clara smiled weakly, her spirit bolstered. The truth was, she needed Sam as much as Sam needed her. Their bond deepened through these shared struggles, a mutual understanding that love sometimes required endurance, patience, and grit. Angela introduced new challenges each day: resistance bands, leg lifts, short walks with walkers. Clara fought through nausea, muscle cramps, and exhaustion. Every night, she visualized Sam's birthday, the Tesla waiting like a beacon of hope, and she willed herself to push harder. Yet setbacks came as quickly as progress. One day, a small misstep caused Clara to stumble, fear flashing through her eyes. But instead of despair, determination flared. She steadied herself, whispered a promise to Sam, and took the next step. Each failure became fuel for the fire burning inside her. At night, Clara sat by the window of her temporary rehab room, Atlanta city lights twinkling below. She thought of Jared, of laughter-filled halls, of the life she had before the stroke. But she refused to dwell on loss. Instead, she envisioned Sam driving the Tesla through the streets of Atlanta, music blasting, laughter echoing. The image anchored her, a reminder of why she fought so fiercely. Elliot visited occasionally, bringing updates about the Tesla, carefully shielding Clara from any stress. "They've customized it exactly the way you wanted, ma'am," he said one day. "It's waiting for you whenever you're ready." Clara's eyes filled with tears, not of weakness, but of determination. The gift wasn't just about a car. It was about proving to Sam and to herself that life's obstacles could be overcome. Days turned into weeks. Clara's strength slowly returned, her steps more confident, her grip firmer. Each milestone, standing without support, walking a few meters, climbing stairs, felt monumental. She chronicled progress in her mind, each achievement a promise kept in advance, a step closer to Sam's birthday miracle. By the end of the month, Clara took her first unsupported steps. Sam clapped, tears streaking her cheeks, laughter echoing through the rehab center. Clara smiled, exhausted but triumphant. The road was far from over, but the first victories had been won. Clara had begun walking again, but would her body fully recover in time to make Sam's birthday unforgettable? And what new challenges awaited on the road ahead? Sometimes love means watching someone you admire struggle and feeling utterly powerless. Sam Whitmore sat on the rehab center bench, her arms wrapped around her knees. She watched Clara practice her steps yet again, the rhythm of her struggles like a heartbeat echoing in Sam's chest. Her stepmother had always been strong, confident, untouchable, but now, vulnerability painted her in soft, unsteady strokes. Her friends didn't understand. Vanessa had called earlier that week, asking why Sam wasn't at the usual weekend brunch. Sam hadn't answered. How could she explain that her stepmother, the woman who had quietly shaped her life, was fighting for every step, every breath, every chance at a dream? "I should be helping more," Sam muttered to herself. She flinched as Clara took another unsteady step, her face tight with concentration. Fear bubbled in Sam's chest, fear of failure, fear of disappointment, fear that her stepmother's promise might never be fulfilled. After class, Sam rushed to the rehab center, a bag of snacks and a journal in hand. She wanted to document Clara's progress, track improvements, and encourage her every step. It was her way of reclaiming a small measure of control in a situation that felt completely unpredictable. "Sam," Clara said, noticing her stepdaughter, "you don't have to do all this. I know you're busy." "I'm not busy," Sam said quickly, kneeling beside Clara. "I'm here because I want to help. You promised me a Tesla, and I'm not letting you quit." The bond between them grew stronger in these small, intense moments. Sam learned patience she didn't know she had, while Clara drew strength from Sam's unwavering belief. Together, they were a team, a fragile, determined alliance against time and circumstance. Yet worry gnawed at Sam constantly. Every night, she imagined the birthday approaching, the Tesla in the driveway, and the possibility that her stepmother might not be fully ready. She dreamed of standing beside Clara, cheering, tears of joy in her eyes, but fear shadowed those dreams. Vanessa's calls and messages added another layer of pressure. "Are you coming out?" Vanessa asked again, voice tinged with frustration. Sam replied curtly, refusing to explain. Her priorities had shifted. This was bigger than parties or brunches. This was about keeping a promise and protecting someone she loved. Clara, noticing Sam's anxiety, reached out. "You worry too much," she said softly, brushing Sam's hair back from her face. "We'll get there, together. I've faced bigger challenges than this, and I always find a way." Sam smiled faintly, but didn't let go of her own fears. She knew love wasn't just in grand gestures. It was in showing up, in holding hands through struggle, in staying when things got hard. And she would stay no matter what. The day ended with Sam watching Clara practice another round of walking. Exhausted but undeterred, Clara smiled at her stepdaughter. "Tomorrow," she whispered, "we'll do even better." Sam nodded, a mixture of pride, worry, and hope reflected in her eyes. The journey was far from over, but together, they could face it. Would Sam's worry become a motivator or a weight too heavy to bear? And could Clara's body truly recover in time to fulfill her promise? Money can solve almost anything, except the mysteries that hide in plain sight. Elliot Kane had always managed Clara's affairs with precision, from managing schedules to overseeing financial matters. But one afternoon, as he sifted through statements and contracts for the Tesla purchase, he stumbled upon something troubling. A few hidden clauses in the estate accounts could jeopardize the very gift Clara had been dreaming of for Sam. Clara, now more alert after weeks of therapy, noticed Elliot's frown. "What is it?" she asked, curiosity piqued. Elliot hesitated. "Ma'am, it's a minor issue, but some of the accounts tied to your late husband's assets could delay the Tesla purchase. Certain signatures are missing, and some legal hurdles exist. It's fixable, but it will take time." Clara's jaw tightened.
Time was precisely what she didn't have.
Her stroke had cost precious weeks, and Sam's birthday was approaching. Every day mattered. Sam, sitting beside Clara, leaned over to peek at Elliot's laptop. "So, the car might not happen?" she asked quietly, fear creeping into her voice. Clara shook her head slowly.
"No.
Nothing will stop this. We'll find a way. There's always a way." Elliot quickly began drafting emails, making calls, and navigating the bureaucratic maze. Clara watched, her mind racing. She had faced obstacles in business before, lawsuits, hostile takeovers, public scandals, but this felt different. It was personal. It was about love, promise, and the fragile hope of her stepdaughter. The discovery unearthed more than just financial complications. Hidden in the fine print of Jared's estate documents were stipulations Sam had never known, clauses that could give her control over some assets once she turned 20. It was a twist Clara hadn't expected. Sam's eyes widened as she realized the implications. "Wait, does this mean I could help pay for the car?" Clara laughed softly, a mix of pride and disbelief. "Perhaps, but it should never fall on you. This was my promise. I'll handle it." Elliot, feeling the tension, interjected. "I'll take care of the details. Legal, financial, everything. You just focus on recovering, ma'am." Clara nodded, gratitude in her eyes. "Thank you. Just don't let anyone else know about these clauses. I want this to be a surprise for Sam." Despite the complications, Clara felt a renewed sense of determination. Money might complicate matters, legal documents might delay the process, but love and resolve were unstoppable. She had survived a stroke. She had fought back from weakness. She would navigate this financial maze, and Sam would have her dream car. That night, Sam reflected on the day's revelations. Wealth had its power, yes, but it also carried secrets, obligations, and hidden dangers. She realized the gift was more than just a car. It symbolized perseverance, trust, and a bond that money alone could never buy. Clara, in her rehab room, mapped out a strategy. She would meet with lawyers, expedite signatures, and ensure nothing slowed their progress. Her body was recovering, her mind was sharp, and her heart was set. The Tesla would be hers to give, come hell or high water. The race against time had officially begun. Every stroke of effort in rehab, every financial hurdle overcome, was a step closer to Sam's birthday miracle. But the question lingered, would everything come together in time for the celebration, or would unseen forces conspire to delay their joy? Could Clara navigate the hidden financial traps and recover fully before Sam's birthday? Or would secrets of wealth threaten to delay the ultimate gift? Some promises are etched in memory, waiting for the right moment to be fulfilled. Clara sat in her rehab room, exhausted from a morning of therapy, when a photograph on the bedside table caught her eye. It was Jared, smiling warmly, hand resting on hers as they planned Sam's birthday together months before his passing. A pang of longing tightened her chest. Memories, she realized, were both a comfort and a challenge. They reminded her of love, but also of absence. She remembered the excitement in Jared's voice. "Clara, imagine Sam's face when she sees the Tesla," he had said, eyes twinkling with mischief. "It's more than a car, it's a statement. She'll know how much we love her." Clara had laughed that day, feeling the thrill of shared ambition. Together, they had plotted every detail: the model, the custom leather seats, the technology package Sam would adore. Even then, Clara had vowed silently that no obstacle would ever prevent her from delivering on that promise. Now, alone in her rehab room, Clara felt the weight of that promise more heavily than ever. She had survived a stroke, endured weeks of grueling therapy, and faced hidden financial complications. Yet the memory of Jared's faith in her fueled her determination. Sam, noticing her stepmother's gaze lingering on the photo, asked softly, "Who's that, really?" Clara smiled faintly, emotion tugging at her lips. "That's Jared. He was my husband. He loved you as much as I do. And he believed in this gift even before I did." The memory shifted Clara's perspective. It wasn't just about a car anymore. It was about legacy, about carrying forward love and hope, even in the face of tragedy. Each step she took in therapy, each battle she fought against her weakened body, was a tribute to Jared's faith and to Sam's happiness. That evening, she shared the story with Sam. "Jared wanted this gift more than anything," Clara whispered. "He would have done anything to see her smile. That's why I have to make it happen, no matter what." Sam's eyes glistened with tears. "Then we'll do it together," she said firmly, squeezing her stepmother's hand. "I'll help you every step of the way." The memory also reminded Clara of the fleeting nature of time. Jared's passing had left her with unfinished plans, dreams paused mid-motion. But she would not let fate win. She would complete what they had started together, no matter how long or painful the road became. As night settled over the city, Clara whispered a promise into the quiet room. "I will make it happen, Jared. For Sam. For us." The photograph on the bedside table seemed to glow faintly in the lamplight, as if approving her vow. Could the memories of love and past promises give Clara the strength to push her body further than ever before? Or would the weight of grief and recovery threaten to hold her back? Sometimes the help you never expected can change everything. Clara was midway through her afternoon physical therapy when the door to her rehab room opened quietly. A man she hadn't anticipated stepped inside, tall, professional, with an air of authority and warmth. Dr. Marcus Hale, her neurologist, had returned, but this time, he wasn't alone. "Clara," he began, his voice calm but urgent. "I have news that could change your recovery timeline." He gestured for her attention, and Clara's heart raced. Could it really be possible to accelerate the healing process after everything she had endured? He continued, "There's a new therapy program, a combination of intensive physical exercises and advanced neurostimulation technology. It's helped other stroke patients regain mobility faster than conventional therapy. I think you'd be an ideal candidate." Clara's pulse quickened. Weeks of grueling recovery had already tested her limits. The thought of more effort, more pain, made her hesitate, but then she pictured Sam, her promise, the Tesla. "Tell me everything," she said, determination hardening her voice. Sam, who had arrived earlier to support her stepmother, gasped softly. "Does this mean faster recovery?" she whispered, hope mingling with disbelief. "Yes," Dr. Marcus replied. "But it's intensive. You'll have to push yourself harder than ever before. Are you ready?" Clara took a deep breath. Pain, sweat, frustration, they had been constants for weeks. But so had resolve, love, and the promise she had made. "I'm ready," she said firmly, gripping her walker. "Let's do this." Dr. Marcus outlined the program. It combined rigorous physical exercises with cutting-edge neurostimulation to awaken dormant neural pathways. The therapy promised measurable progress within weeks, but it was demanding, requiring Clara to confront both physical and mental limits daily. That afternoon, Clara attempted the first session. Electrodes gently pressed against her skin, vibrating with tiny pulses. Every step she took on the parallel bars felt amplified, her muscles responding to impulses she hadn't felt in weeks. Pain was present, yes, but so was hope. Sam watched silently, holding her stepmother's journal of progress. She recorded every milestone, every small improvement, her heart swelling with pride. "You're amazing, Mom," she whispered, brushing a strand of hair behind Clara's ear. By the end of the day, Clara had achieved more than she had in weeks of standard therapy. Her right leg moved with slightly more confidence, her step steadier. Fatigue tugged at her body, but the spark of hope burned brighter than ever. As they left the rehab center, Sam whispered, "This could change everything. You'll be ready, I just know it." Clara glanced at the fading Atlanta sunset, city lights beginning to flicker alive. She felt a surge of determination. One stroke, one therapy session, one victory at a time, they were reclaiming what had been threatened. The Tesla, Sam's birthday, the promise. It was all within reach if she continued to fight. Could this unexpected therapy program accelerate Clara's recovery in time for Sam's birthday? Or would the intensity push her beyond her limits? Life has a way of hiding the truth in plain sight. Sometimes the secrets are more dangerous than the challenges themselves. Sam had always been curious, but lately her curiosity had sharpened into vigilance. While Clara rested after an intense therapy session, Sam found herself alone in the office, scanning through files Elliot had left on the desk. She wasn't snooping out of malice. She just wanted to understand everything so she could help. Among the financial statements, Sam noticed a folder labeled Whitmore Trust and Will. Hesitation held her hand for a moment before curiosity pushed her to open it. Inside, she discovered something shocking. A clause in Clara's late husband Jared's will that could complicate the Tesla gift entirely. Her heart raced. The clause stated that certain assets, including the one earmarked for Sam's birthday gift, could only be released once Sam fulfilled specific educational or career milestones. The details were vague, but the implication was clear. Sam might have to meet unexpected conditions before receiving the gift. Panic flickered across her mind. She had envisioned the Tesla in the driveway, music blasting, laughter filling the car. What if all their hard work, Clara's recovery, Elliot's financial maneuvers, was rendered useless by a technicality? Clara's voice called from the rehab room, and Sam quickly closed the folder, hiding it behind her back. She knew she had to keep this from Clara for now. The last thing her stepmother needed was more stress while recovering from intensive therapy. Elliot returned just then, and Sam's tension doubled. "Everything okay?" he asked, noticing her pale face. "Yes," she replied quickly, forcing a smile. "Just checking progress on paperwork." Later that evening, Sam confronted her own fear in the quiet of her room. Could she meet whatever requirement was hidden in the will? Was her stepmother's gift at risk despite all their sacrifices? Questions spiraled in her mind, gnawing at her hope. Meanwhile, Clara practiced her balance exercises, unaware of the hidden complication. Each successful step brought a rush of triumph and relief. She envisioned Sam behind the wheel, and for a moment, all the stress of therapy and legal hurdles faded. The dream was close enough to touch. Sam's secret weighed heavily on her. She knew she had to find a way to resolve it quietly, without adding pressure to Clara's already intense recovery. The twist of fate had introduced uncertainty, but it also sparked determination. She would ensure the gift remained possible, no matter what. The night ended with Sam staring at the moonlit skyline, a plan forming in her mind. She would research the clause, consult legal resources, and protect the promise Clara had made. This challenge wasn't just about paperwork. It was a test of their bond, their patience, and their shared resilience. Could Sam unravel the mystery hidden in Jared's will before it jeopardized Clara's hard-fought recovery and the Tesla gift? Or would the twist of fate threaten to derail the dream they had fought so hard to achieve? Sometimes, a dream feels closer than your next step, and that closeness can ignite a fire you didn't know you had. Clara entered the showroom that Elliot had arranged just for her. Sunlight bounced off the polished floor and the sleek black Tesla waiting in the center. Even through the haze of recovery, her eyes widened. The car wasn't just metal and electronics. It was the symbol of a promise kept, of determination, of love for Sam. Sam stood beside her, eyes bright with excitement, holding her stepmother's hand. "It's perfect," she whispered. "Just imagine you driving home." Clara nodded slowly, taking a deep breath. Her body still felt weak from therapy, but this moment, it felt empowering. She was closer to reclaiming her promise than ever before. Elliot handed Clara the keys. "Go ahead, sit behind the wheel," he encouraged. "Feel it. It's yours to give." Clara gingerly lowered herself into the driver's seat. The leather felt cool beneath her hands, the controls sleek under her fingertips. She pressed the start button, and the quiet hum of the Tesla filled her ears. For the first time in months, she felt a surge of hope so tangible it made her chest tighten. Sam leaned over the seat, peering at her stepmother. "How does it feel?" she asked softly. Clara smiled, almost tearful. Like anything is possible. For Clara, this was more than a car. It was a milestone, a checkpoint in her journey from vulnerability back to strength. Each small movement, each therapy session, each grueling exercise had led to this moment. Sitting behind the wheel, she visualized Sam's birthday, laughter echoing through the streets of Atlanta, and a feeling of triumph washed over her. The next challenge was learning to navigate even this simple test. Her right leg and arm still trembled from weeks of stroke recovery, but she refused to let her body betray her. With Sam's encouragement from the passenger seat, Clara pushed the accelerator gently, feeling the car respond instantly, smooth and obedient. Each movement felt symbolic. Hands on the wheel, foot on the pedal, eyes on the road ahead. Every small victory in therapy now translated into control behind the wheel. For Clara, the Tesla wasn't just a gift. It was proof that she could overcome anything. Sam's excitement was contagious. "Mom, you're amazing. Soon, this will be yours to give me, and I'll never forget it," she said, squeezing her stepmother's hand. Clara laughed softly, a sound mingling relief and determination. "And I'll make sure it's perfect. Every detail." As they stepped out of the car, Clara felt a surge of confidence. Therapy had strengthened her body, but this experience strengthened her spirit. It was proof that the hard road of recovery, the hidden obstacles, and the twists of fate could all be conquered with determination, love, and unwavering focus. Could Clara maintain this momentum, overcome her final therapy challenges, and ensure Sam's birthday dream came true? Or would the remaining hurdles test their resolve to the breaking point? The clock is ticking, and every second counts. Every step, every decision, every heartbeat matters. With Sam's birthday only 10 days away, the Whitmore household was buzzing with anticipation. Clara's rehab sessions intensified, longer walks, heavier resistance, and more neurostimulation. Each day pushed her limits, but also brought her closer to the ultimate goal, fulfilling her promise. Sam monitored every session, clipboard in hand, recording each improvement. She had become more than a stepdaughter. She was a partner in this journey, a constant source of encouragement and motivation. Meanwhile, Elliot worked tirelessly behind the scenes. He coordinated lawyers, verified finances, and ensured that the Tesla's delivery could coincide with the birthday. Hidden complications from Jared's will were slowly being untangled, but one small delay could still derail everything. Clara's fatigue was evident, yet each time she took a step, her resolve shone brighter. She visualized Sam's face, the wide-eyed joy, and the thrill of seeing the car waiting in the driveway. That image kept her moving even when her body screamed for rest. One evening, Sam surprised Clara with a homemade calendar, marking off each day leading to her birthday. Every square had a motivational quote or a small doodle of Tesla cars, hearts, and stars. "See?" Sam said, smiling. "We're counting down together." Clara laughed, a rare sound these past months. "You're impossible," she said, squeezing Sam's hand. "But I love it." The days became a structured rhythm. therapy in the morning, rest in the afternoon, and planning sessions with Elliot in the evening. Every second mattered. Clara pushed harder than ever, determined to master the mobility she'd lost and ensure the Tesla was ready for the grand reveal. Sam, however, carried her own anxiety. The claws in Jared's will loomed over her like a shadow. Even as she encouraged Clara, fear gnawed at her. What if the last legal obstacle prevented the gift? She wrestled with whether to tell Clara now or protect her from worry until the very last moment. Clara noticed the tension, but didn't press. She had learned that Sam's love often came with quiet strength, and she trusted her stepdaughter completely. Every encouraging word, every small gesture, strengthened the bond that had grown through months of struggle. By the fifth day of the countdown, Clara achieved a breakthrough. She could now walk steadily without assistance for the first time since her stroke. Tears of triumph welled in her eyes. Sam clapped and cheered, laughter echoing through the rehab center as both realized how close they were to the dream. That night, as the city lights of Atlantis sparkled outside, Clara whispered to herself, "We're almost there. Sam, I promise, I won't let you down." With only days remaining, could Clara maintain her newfound strength and overcome the final hurdles? And would Sam's hidden legal discovery threaten to overshadow the birthday celebration they had fought so hard to create? When the clock is against you, every second feels heavier, and every step becomes a battle. Clara's rehab sessions intensified beyond anything she had experienced. Each morning, she rose before sunrise, determined to make progress. The parallel bars became her battlefield, the treadmill a challenge she refused to surrender to. Every fiber of her body screamed in protest, yet she pressed on. Sam tracked every milestone, her journal filled with meticulous notes on speed, balance, and endurance. She measured progress down to seconds, heart racing with both worry and pride. "We don't have time to waste," she whispered to herself, glancing at the approaching calendar date. Meanwhile, Elliot delivered updates on the Tesla's preparation. Despite careful planning, one of the custom features had hit a minor delay, threatening to push delivery closer to Sam's birthday. Tension rippled through the Whitmore household, adding pressure to an already demanding countdown. Clara pushed through pain with unwavering focus. Each step, each lift, each stretch became more than therapy. It was a race against time. She imagined Sam stepping into the car, the smile lighting up her face, and she refused to let any obstacle stop her. One afternoon, Sam stumbled upon another legal detail while reviewing Jared's will. A footnote hinted at flexibility in the clause she had worried about, a way to fulfill the requirements faster if specific actions were taken. Her heart leaped, but uncertainty lingered. Should she act immediately or wait for guidance? Clara, unaware of the discovery, continued her grueling exercises. Dr. Marcus pushed her further, introducing a new routine combining balance boards, light weights, and neurostimulation. Her muscles trembled. Fatigue threatened to overwhelm her, but she envisioned Sam's birthday, and each imagined smile fueled her determination. Sam decided to consult Elliot immediately. Together, they devised a plan to ensure the legal clause could be satisfied without stressing Clara. The solution required careful timing, paperwork, and strategic action, a test of their teamwork under pressure. By the 8th day before Sam's birthday, Clara achieved another breakthrough. She could walk unassisted for longer distances, climb stairs with minimal support, and even maneuver the Tesla's driver's seat fully on her own. Each success reinforced her confidence, but the exhaustion was undeniable. That evening, Sam handed Clara a small gift, a hand-painted keychain of a Tesla car. "To remind you of what we're racing for," she said softly. Clara's eyes glistened with emotion. It wasn't just a symbol of the car, it was a reminder of love, promise, and determination. The countdown intensified. Each tick of the clock reminded them both that time was precious, and failure wasn't an option. Clara's body ached, the legal maze loomed, and the Tesla's delivery hung in delicate balance, but neither would yield. With only days remaining, could Clara sustain her recovery momentum while Sam navigated the legal hurdles? Or would the pressure of time threaten to shatter their meticulously crafted plan? The hardest battles are often fought in the final moments, when every ounce of strength counts. Clara's rehab sessions had reached a new level of intensity. Dr. Marcus had designed a grueling routine for her final days before Sam's birthday. Balance exercises, resistance training, neurostimulation. Each session pushed her to the edge. Pain coursed through her muscles, but her resolve burned brighter than ever. Sam stayed close, clipboard in hand, cheering each small victory. She had become Clara's anchor, recording every step, every wobble, every successful movement. "You're unstoppable, Mom," she said, her voice full of awe and love. Meanwhile, Elliot executed the legal solution Sam had discovered. He coordinated with lawyers to satisfy Jared's will clause quietly and efficiently, ensuring that no delays would threaten the Tesla's arrival. Every signature, every document, every phone call was crucial. Clara's progress was remarkable. She could now walk unassisted for longer stretches, navigate stairs confidently, and even sit in the Tesla and operate the controls with minimal difficulty. Each success was a testament to her perseverance and the months of hard work she had endured. But exhaustion and pain were relentless. That evening, she collapsed onto her bed after a particularly intense session, muscles trembling. Sam sat beside her, brushing her hair back gently. "You're doing more than anyone could imagine," she whispered. The next morning, the Tesla arrived at the Whitmore mansion. Clara's eyes filled with tears as she watched it being carefully positioned in the driveway. Every obstacle, every challenge, every grueling step had led to this moment. The car gleamed like a beacon of hope and determination. Sam pulled Clara close. "This is it. All of our work, all of your strength, it's here. Your promise is about to come true." Clara inhaled deeply, summoning the last reserves of her strength. She had fought through pain, recovery, and uncertainty. Now, as she approached the car, she felt a surge of triumph and relief. This was more than a vehicle. It was a symbol of love, perseverance, and unbroken promises. Together, they opened the door, and Clara helped Sam settle into the driver's seat. The moment was magical. Sam's wide-eyed excitement mirrored the months of struggle and hope that had led them here. As the sun dipped behind Atlanta's skyline, Clara whispered, "Happy birthday, Sam. This is just the beginning." Tears of joy streamed down both their faces, the culmination of a journey marked by struggle, love, and determination. The Tesla stands ready, therapy is complete, and the birthday arrives. But will any hidden surprises or final twists threaten the perfect moment they've worked so hard to achieve? Some dreams are so close, you can almost touch them, but the moment of truth makes your heart race like never before. Sam awoke on her birthday to the soft hum of the morning sun streaming through her Atlanta bedroom window. The day felt magical, charged with anticipation. She had no idea that Clara's final preparations for the Tesla surprise were complete. It was the ultimate test of patience and hope. Clara had orchestrated every detail. She had enlisted Elliot to clear the driveway of cars and set up balloons and decorations around the Tesla. Sam's favorite playlist was cued inside the car, ready to play the moment she opened the door. Sam was led downstairs by Clara, eyes covered gently with a silk scarf. "Almost there," Clara whispered, her heart pounding. Sam could feel excitement tingling in every nerve. Clara stopped Sam in the driveway. "Okay, ready?" she asked softly. Sam nodded, barely able to contain her excitement. Clara removed the scarf. Sam's eyes widened as she saw the Tesla. "Oh my, Mom," she gasped, stepping closer, tears welling. The car gleamed in the morning light, every detail perfect. Clara smiled, her own eyes glistening. "Happy birthday, Sam. You've waited patiently, and this is finally yours." Sam circled the car, inspecting every detail, the smooth leather, the tech interface, the gleaming exterior. "It's perfect. I can't believe this," she exclaimed, tears streaming freely. Clara handed her the keys. "All yours. Every mile, every drive, you earned this, and I couldn't be prouder." Sam slid into the driver's seat, laughing and crying at the same time. I can't I don't even know what to say, she whispered, voice breaking. Clara watched, overwhelmed with pride. Every therapy session, every painful step, every obstacle, they had led to this perfect moment. The stroke, the legal complications, the exhaustion, it was all worth it. The day unfolded with laughter, joy, and the thrill of the first drive. Sam's playlist filled the car, music blending with the sound of the engine, the open road, and the echo of a promise kept. As the sun set, both mother and stepdaughter sat on the hood of the car, reflecting on the journey. The challenge, the recovery, the suspense, the hard-fought victory, they had done it together. With the birthday gift delivered, the Tesla gleaming in the driveway, and Clara's recovery nearly complete, could there still be one final surprise or hidden challenge that might test their bond and resilience once more? Even when you think the storm has passed, life is a way of testing your resolve one last time. The morning after Sam's birthday, Clara and Sam were basking in the glow of success. The Tesla had been driven, laughter had filled the air, and the bond between them felt unbreakable. But Elliot entered the mansion with an unusual seriousness, clutching a thick envelope. "There's an unexpected issue," Elliot said, placing the envelope on the table. Sam's smile faltered, and Clara's brow furrowed. "It's about Jared's trust. Some assets tied to the Tesla and other gifts weren't fully cleared. We need to act quickly to avoid complications." Clara's heart sank. After everything, the stroke, the intense therapy, the long countdown to the birthday, another obstacle seemed almost unfair. But she refused to let panic take over. "What do we need to do?" she asked, her voice steady despite the tension. Elliot explained that a family member from Jared's side had raised a claim, questioning the legality of some transfers connected to the Tesla gift. While unlikely to be successful, the claim could delay final ownership papers and create stress if left unresolved. Sam's mind raced. She didn't want this to ruin the joy of her birthday or overshadow the triumph of Clara's recovery. "We can fix it," she said firmly, looking at her stepmother. "We've handled everything else together. This won't stop us now." Clara nodded. Exhaustion weighed on her body, but her spirit remained strong. She realized that life would always throw challenges her way, but she had learned to face them with courage and determination. "Then we solve it. Together." Elliot made calls, coordinated with lawyers, and reassured them that the claim could be resolved quickly. Still, the looming presence of a challenge reminded them that even moments of triumph required vigilance. That evening, Clara reflected on the past months. The stroke, therapy, legal hurdles, hidden clauses, and now this claim, it was a reminder that nothing worthwhile came easily. But her bond with Sam and the lessons learned along the journey had made her stronger. Sam, meanwhile, reviewed all paperwork once more, determined to ensure no detail was overlooked. The weight of responsibility pressed on her, but she felt confident. Their teamwork had seen them through every challenge so far. They could face this one too. As night fell, both mother and stepdaughter stood together on the balcony, looking over Atlanta's skyline. The city lights sparkled like stars, and for a moment, everything felt possible again. They knew the final challenge was temporary, but the lessons of resilience, love, and determination would last forever. Could Clara and Sam navigate this hidden challenge without losing momentum, or would the legal complication cast a shadow over the triumph they had fought so hard to achieve? Victory often comes after the hardest battles, and the sweetest moments are earned, not given. The morning sun poured into the Whitmore mansion, signaling a new day and a renewed sense of purpose. Clara, despite lingering fatigue, was determined to see the final hurdle resolved. Sam sat beside her, reviewing the last legal documents, her brows furrowed but her spirit unwavering. Elliot arrived with the final set of papers. "All signatures are in place," he said, relief visible in his voice. "The claim has been resolved. The Tesla is officially yours, Sam, completely and legally." Sam's eyes sparkled with tears. "We did it. Mom, we actually did it," she exclaimed, throwing her arms around Clara. The months of struggle, therapy, and hidden challenges had finally culminated in a victorious moment. Clara laughed softly, the sound mingling with tears of relief. Yes, we did. Every obstacle, every painful step, it led us here. She took a deep breath, feeling a surge of accomplishment unlike anything she had experienced since her stroke. The final hurdle behind them, they walked to the driveway. The Tesla gleamed in the morning sun, a symbol of promise fulfilled, determination, and love. Sam ran her hand across the polished surface, marveling at the moment. Clara handed Sam the keys. This is yours. Every mile you drive, remember how far we've come together. This gift isn't just a car. It's a story of love, perseverance, and triumph. Sam slid into the driver's seat, her smile radiant. The hum of the engine filled the air, blending with the sound of her laughter. For Clara, seeing Sam so happy was worth every ounce of pain, struggle, and uncertainty she had endured. They took the car for a celebratory drive around Atlanta, the city alive with light and energy. Clara navigated alongside her stepdaughter, watching her master the controls, filled with pride and relief. Every corner of the road reflected months of effort and unwavering determination. As they returned home, Clara reflected on the journey. The stroke, therapy, hidden clauses, legal hurdles, and personal sacrifices, it had all led to this defining moment. She realized that challenges were not obstacles, but opportunities to prove resilience and love. Sam parked the car, and they stepped out together, holding hands. The driveway glistened in the afternoon sun, balloons still swaying lightly from the birthday celebration. It was a perfect ending to a journey filled with twists, determination, and unwavering bonds. With every challenge overcome and the Tesla gift secured, could Clara now fully embrace her recovery, or was one final emotional revelation still waiting to bring the story to its ultimate conclusion? Sometimes the greatest gift isn't the one you hold in your hands, it's the truth you finally share. That evening, after returning from their celebratory drive, Clara asked Sam to sit beside her in the mansion's sunroom. The room was bathed in warm, golden light, and for a moment, the city outside seemed to pause. Clara's hands trembled slightly, not from weakness, but from the weight of the words she was about to speak. Sam, Clara began softly, her voice tinged with emotion. There's something I've wanted to tell you for a long time. Sam looked up, sensing the seriousness in her stepmother's tone. Clara took a deep breath. When I had my stroke, I feared I might never be able to keep the promises I made to you. I worried that I wouldn't be strong enough to recover, to give you the birthday you deserved, to be the stepmother you needed. I was terrified, Sam. Sam reached for her hand. Mom, you did all of that anyway. You didn't just recover. You fought for me, for us. Her voice quivered with emotion, mirroring the relief and pride she felt. Clara smiled through tears, the tension in her shoulders finally easing. I want you to know, Sam, that every effort, every painful step, every sleepless night was because of you. You've given me strength I didn't know I had, and you've made me a better person. Sam's chest swelled with emotion. I never realized how much you sacrificed. I just wanted to make you proud. She squeezed Clara's hands tighter. And you should be proud of yourself, more than anything. Clara laughed softly, a sound mingling relief, pride, and love. I am proud, Sam. Proud of both of us. This journey wasn't just about the Tesla or the birthday. It was about us, our bond, and proving that we can face anything together. The moment was quiet yet profound. Outside, the Atlanta skyline twinkled as the sun set, reflecting the triumph and resilience of their journey. The challenges, the hidden clauses, the stroke, the recovery, and even the legal hurdles, they all led to this heartfelt revelation of love and trust. For Clara, sharing this truth lifted a weight she had carried for months. For Sam, hearing it solidified the bond they had nurtured through every obstacle. Together, they understood that the greatest victory wasn't a car or a birthday, it was the unbreakable connection they had forged. With hearts lighter and bonds stronger, could Clara now fully embrace the future she fought for, or would one final twist challenge their triumph and test their resilience one last time? Just when you think the storm has passed, life reminds you that even victories can carry surprises. The morning after Clara's emotional revelation, the Whitmore household was calm, almost serene. Sam was preparing to drive the Tesla for a celebratory ride, and Clara was enjoying a rare moment of rest. But Elliot's urgent call shattered the peace. "Clara." "Sam, there's a problem," Elliot said, his tone grave. "A city permit issue has come up regarding Tesla's custom plates and registration. It could delay full ownership transfer temporarily." Sam's stomach tightened. After everything, the stroke, therapy, legal hurdles, hidden clauses, she had hoped the final victory was absolute. But this last-minute snag threatened to dampen the celebration. Clara, though tired, drew a deep breath. "We've faced every challenge together so far. This is just one last obstacle. We can handle it," she said, her voice firm with conviction. Elliot suggested a rapid solution, filing an emergency permit application with the city. He explained it would require quick signatures, a notarized statement, and a brief trip downtown to the permit office. It was stressful but manageable. Within the hour, Clara and Sam were in the Tesla, heading toward the city office. The drive was tense, the engine humming quietly as Sam gripped the wheel. Clara offered guidance, reminding her stepdaughter to stay calm and focused. At the permit office, the line was long, and the clerk was distracted. Every minute felt critical. Clara, still physically recovering, moved carefully with her walker, determined to be present for this final step. Sam navigated the process efficiently, submitting the forms while Clara signed the necessary documents. After what felt like an eternity, the clerk finally stamped the papers. "All set," she said with a small smile. Relief flooded Clara and Sam instantly. The Tesla's ownership and registration were now fully cleared. Back in the car, both laughed and hugged, tears of joy streaming down their faces. Every challenge, stroke, therapy, legal clauses, hidden claims, and now permits had been overcome. The Tesla, their dream, their bond, and their resilience were now unshakable. Driving back home, the city bathed in sunset light, Clara reflected. Life will always have twists. But we've learned that love, determination, and unity make every challenge surmountable. The final twist had tested them, but instead of fear, it had brought exhilaration, reminding them of their strength and unbreakable bond. The journey wasn't just about a car. It was about courage, hope, and the unyielding love between a stepmother and her daughter. With every challenge finally behind them, could Clara now embrace a full recovery, and could Sam fully experience the joy of their shared triumph? Or would one final heartfelt moment redefine their journey completely? Every journey has its peaks and valleys, but the view from the top makes every struggle worth it. The morning air in Atlanta was crisp and alive with promise. Clara stepped into her garden, breathing deeply, feeling strength she hadn't known for months. Her stroke had left its mark, but it no longer defined her. She could walk freely, smile fully, and embrace life completely. Sam appeared behind her, holding the Tesla keys. "Ready for another drive?" she asked, her eyes sparkling with excitement. Clara laughed, a sound full of relief and joy. "Always," she said. Together, they walked toward the gleaming black Tesla, the car that symbolized every victory, every tear, every moment of perseverance. Sliding into the car, they shared a look of pure triumph. The road ahead wasn't just streets and asphalt. It was a journey of freedom, independence, and the deep bond that had carried them through months of struggle. As the Tesla glided through the city, Clara reflected on their journey in a voiceover-ready thought. Life isn't about the obstacles you face. It's about the courage to keep moving forward. Every step, every challenge, every triumph brings you closer to the person you're meant to be. Returning home, Sam parked the Tesla, and both stepped out, laughing, hugging, and celebrating, not just the car, but the strength, love, and resilience they had shared. This was more than a birthday gift. It was proof that love and determination can overcome even life's harshest trials. Clara looked at Sam and whispered, "This isn't the end. It's a new beginning, for us, for every challenge we'll face together." Sam nodded, understanding that life would always bring surprises, but together, they were unstoppable. And now, I want to ask you, what promises in your life have you been afraid to keep? What obstacles have made you doubt your strength? Let Clara and Sam's story be a reminder. Every challenge can be conquered with love, determination, and courage. Share your story in the comment section.